Greetings and welcome to the Sports Card Ripping Teacher. So it's going to be a 2-video day. I just ran home during my lunch break. I scarfed down my food, and a little bit later on today, maybe at school, maybe at home, I don't know, I'm going to bust into this hobby box of Topps Stadium Club 2024. 2 autographs in every box. You can't go wrong with that. Now, I also forgot my normal camera stand at home, so I'm thinking I may do that from home. But class is in session. Today is Wednesday, November 6th, lesson 58. Today it goes out to Jack McVay. I'll give you a second to think, who is Jack McVay? And you're probably coming up blank. That's because he is the first NBA basketball player to be given jersey number 58. By the Rockets. That's right. I don't think he's played in any games since being put on the roster. I could be wrong about that. But the first number 58, some of these numbers are a little bit hard to find, but I'm doing my best here with what I got. So Jack McVay. Also back in 1861, James Naismith was born, the inventor of basketball, a Canadian, the inventor of basketball, and I think also the football helmet. And back in 1976, U.S. Army Ranger Pat Tillman was also born. I've been doing my 2 for 22 to support Hammy and Son. I know other channels are doing the same, so I kind of released those shorts at different points, but someone left a comment on the short yesterday, just kind of, it hit home. You know, they had mentioned how their son took their life, and just, you know, those are the things that really hit home with my wife and I, and, you know, just how important our military is to us, and taking care of those people while they're serving and afterwards, you know, once they're out of the military. Just, you know, I kind of stopped me in my tracks when I read that comment yesterday. So if you see a soldier or a veteran, especially during the month here of November, please give them a thank you. All right, today I am going to do a VR. So I'm going to do my best here to turn my screen around so you can see what I'm actually talking about. All right, so I think I'm all set up now. So this VR is for Cash Cards, and I am late. I do know that he did pick his 4 winners maybe over the weekend. He actually extended the deadline, I think. Just, you know, I kind of have these things written down. I lose track of time. But this morning I did see Basement Card Collector. I was watching his video from a few days ago, and reminded me, hey, I want to do that VR, so I'm going to do it anyways. So go ahead and check out Cash Cards. This was for his 300 subscriber giveaway, but guess what? He's now over 400 subs. So congratulations to his channel. And the VR, he wanted to know, what's one of the most famous home runs that you have seen? And mine, you can see the date is right here, Saturday, October 16th, 2016. And this is where my buddy, I'll call him Jungle Joe for this video, he coined the phrase, not the hero we wanted, but the hero we needed. So let me set up. This was game 1, National League Championship Series against the Dodgers. Is this little pen working here? All right, it is. Against the Dodgers. And the Dodgers had just tied the score 3-3 in the top of the 8th. And, you know, tensions running high. You know, Cubs fans were just kind of waiting for the bad things to happen, but it was a good vibe in the stadium. I had just got done selling some Goose Islands. I had checked out. I was like, I'm gonna go across the street. You know, some of the other guys are going over there. We walked over to Bernie's, which is right over here. That's Bernie's. So 3 Good Nerds, when I met him at the Cubs game earlier this year, that is where we went over to Bernie's, but it was packed. So I was standing right over here. Some of my buddies, they were over there as well. And, you know, the waitress, she kind of came over, still served us, even though we were outside of the establishment. It's okay, because the police were over here watching the game as well. We were talking with them. As long as you're cool about it, they really didn't care. So I ordered what I wanted, and just watching the game, and we actually saw the Dodgers tie the score while we were there. Like, oh, this is just, it's not going well. You know, we're the Cubs, but this team had too many good things going for it. So eventually the Cubs did load the bases. Now, we're watching the TV over here. The game is going on over here. And we just hear one of the loudest eruptions I've ever heard. I mean, Wrigley Field was up for grabs. Over here in the bleachers, you can just see things going up in the air, pop, water, beer, hot dogs, whatever it is. People are throwing it up into the air. The rooftops across the street over here, people were throwing stuff down onto the street there. And while at Bernie's on the TV, it was like 2 or 3 pitches behind. So we knew something happened, maybe a big RBI single, a 2-run double, something like that. But then it came on to TV at Bernie's. And we saw not the hero we wanted, the hero we needed. Miguel Montero hit one over onto the street. I don't think it went onto the street, kind of, the deep part of the bleachers there. And it was a grand slam. The Cubs took the lead at that point. 8-3 with that grand slam, and Wrigley Field was up for grabs. Wrigley Field was up for grabs. It was the loudest I had ever heard it. And to me, that is the most important home run that I've ever seen, I believe. And as a lot of people probably know, Dexter Fowler came up next, and he hit a home run as well. So I'm sorry, it was 7-3 actually. The Dexter Fowler home run then made it 8-3. The Cubs eventually went on to win the game 8-4, and as we all know, went on to win the World Series in the greatest time ever, 2016, winning that's a World Series. So Cash Cards, thank you for allowing me just to go back and relive that memory. Every time it pops up on my history as a memory, I gather the kids around and I tell them all about the story, not the hero we wanted, but the hero we needed. Miguel Montero, thank you. Class is dismissed.